Alright, time for a new resin project. I like the way these little paperweights came out so much. I want to make them into a new type of shape. I was at the store the other day and I saw these little silicone ice molds that come in the shape of shot glasses. So when they're done, they'll be in that shape, right? You'll fill it in this way with your materials, and I'm going to use EasyCast resin. 1 part and 1 part mixed into 2 separate cups. Pour one into the other, stir it up gently, pour from a high height to get out the air bubbles, and you should be good. So I'm going to load in some 22 LR bullets. I'm going to load in some BBs, and maybe something else in the other ones, we'll see. Just for fun, in addition to this other project I'm doing, I'm going to throw some Skittles inside of a shot glass mold and do the old epoxy treatment to them. They're kind of thick for this, but I'll get them in there. Shouldn't take many. They'll fill up the mold quickly. Cool. Okay, I've got my materials in here. Now it's time to mix the EasyCast resin. You just do half of each, 1 part of each. So I'm going to do a little bit in this cup, a little bit in that cup. Pour 1 cup into the other. Mix them evenly for about 2 minutes. And then pour from a high height above the molds to get out most of the bubbles. And we'll go from there. Okay, after stirring thoroughly for about 2 minutes, I'm going to pour these from a high height just to get out most of the air bubbles, and the rest should gas out, and I can use a little torch or whatever on these two, and obviously not on this one due to the ammo that will explode. These two is fine for the torch to get the bubbles out, so I'll do that. One thing to do during your pours, try to massage the outside of the silicone mold to get some of those bigger air bubbles out. Definitely helps a lot to settle everything and will give you a lot better finished product when you're done. Alright, time to pour into the Skittle mold. I'm going to pour it from a high height to try to get out as many of the bubbles as I can. Hope I have enough resin here remaining from the other cast. It's taken more than I thought. You gotta let it sink down as the bubbles release. You can also give this a little massage around the silicone mold to release some of the air bubbles and give you a smoother look and better finished product. There we go. Just going to massage the outside of the silicone mold to get out some of those bigger air bubbles. And we'll have a smoother looking finished product. Now on these two I can use the little torch to get out some of the air bubbles at the top, but obviously not on the ammo version. Okay, I'm going to use the torch to get out some of these little air bubbles in here. Obviously not going to do this on the bullet version when I get to that. I'm going to be very careful not to get the torch near that either. So just a quick cool. And I'll do that every 10 minutes or so to get out the bubbles that continue to rise to the top. But I think this is going to be a good casting. I got to make some more resin for this. I didn't make quite enough. So I'm going to get to that and I'll update you soon. Okay, I mixed this for a little over 2 minutes at about 75 to 80 degree temperature. Now time for the pour from a high height to try to get out as many of the bubbles as possible. The rest should self-gas out for the most part. Now I can't sit here and use a torch on these to get out the rest of the bubbles, so I'm just going to have to be happy with the final product. I don't have one of those little pressurizer things that people use. I'm also going to try the tap method to bump some of the bubbles up here and massage the silicone mold to move some of the air out, so we'll see how it comes out. I see the bubbles coming up, that's good. Cool. Let's go nice and slow on this. Now I'm going to let these bubbles rise. Do a little massage thing around the edges to get any bigger bubbles out of here. I may even pull out a couple of these rounds because I don't want anything sticking out or messing up the smoothness on the bottom of the shot glass. It's not going to do much good if it's wobbling all over the place, spilling your drink, right? Regardless, I think it'll be a cool looking paperweight and nice shot glass. Yeah, I'm going to take out a couple of these. Now they say to use gloves on this stuff, which I recommend, but I don't. I'm just going to wash my hands. I'll be fine. Cool. Pour a little more resin on there. Actually, I'm taking this guy out. It's going to be a mess to get off my hands, but that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to do the little bump method to get out some of these bubbles. I want to be very gentle. Trying not to make a mess. As you can see, I did a bit on here. No big deal. If any goes over the edge, you can use a knife or something to cut the edge off and smooth it out. No big deal. Now with the ammo shot glass, I've been using a fork to gently get out the bigger bubbles when they come to the top. And I can also adjust the ammo and stuff like that to make everything fit better. Should come out pretty good. This isn't a bad alternative to the gas torch or pressure chamber method. Okay, now I'm going to cover these and set them for about 2 to 3 days in a safe place where they won't get dusty or bugs or anything like that on them. So about 48 to 72 hours to fully cure and be hardened, and we'll check them out. Alright, time to check out the epoxy shot glasses. They feel nice and heavy. Alright, here we go. First I'll do the actual shot glass. Okay, ends are coming off nicely. Seems like this one cured very well. Cool. I'm going to gently try to get this thing out of here. I hope the whole thing cured properly. Let's check the bottom out. I want to get the center out without doing any damage. Oh. Wow. It looks awesome. The inside is good. Yeah, I could drink out of this right now if I wanted to. The old shot glass. It just looks cool, man. No, I wouldn't throw it in the fire or slam it or throw it or anything like that. But it came out pretty cool. Look at that. That is a sweet paperweight. So there's that one. Now I'm going to check the others. Alright, let's see how the Skittles shot glass came out. Seems to be well cured, not sticky or anything, nice and hard on top, which is a good sign. Okay, the edges are coming off nicely. I'm going to push this thing out of here as best I can. Look at that beauty. Bottom's nice and clear, nice and glossy, cured very well. I have some bubbles in here because it was almost cured and I was putting the top on and I dropped it and it hit just like this, and I tried to get the bubbles out, but when it's cured to a certain point, there's nothing you can do. So it has a little bit of bubbles in the bottom, no big deal. It's going to be sitting like this anyway. That is a sweet shot glass though, look at that. Little bubble right there. For the little bubbles in areas like that, you can use a spray lacquer and you can fill all the holes in. You'll get a more glossy look. I'll probably do that later on, but for now it looks really good. Yeah, a couple little bubbles in there. Nothing we can't get out though. Nice and dry. I could use this as a shot glass for whatever I want right now, or just use that as a cool paperweight and be done with it, right? Yeah, I'm happy with the way it came out. Looks sharp. Now to see how the BB shot glass came out. Top here feels a little bit tacky still, so I'm kind of worried. I may have to put a little more epoxy on the top of it, but it looks like the edges are well cured. So I'm going to pop this thing out of here. Try to do it gently without damaging the mold. So I want to use it for future shot glasses. Let's see. Oh yeah, the inside is good. Look at that. Wow. Very nice. Definitely my heaviest shot glass for sure. I'd say the most durable one though. I'm gonna have to do something about the bottom. It's kind of tacky. You see the fingerprints on there? It's tackiness. It's kind of sticky still. I'm not happy with that. So I don't know what happened with the mixture. Maybe I used the torch or the lighter too much. I think sometimes that can mess up your mixture or whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand that down a little bit, and then I'm gonna drop some more of a different type of epoxy in there, maybe Loctite clear mix epoxy or something like that. Doesn't look bad though, but I'm gonna do some touch-ups, maybe even do a spray epoxy on here to fill up the holes from the air bubbles. But it came out pretty good. What is that? I don't even know what this is. Somehow I got like a piece of wood or something dropped in here. Maybe it was with the, it was inside of the BBs when I poured it in. Who knows, right? But it's stuck there now. It's a part of history of this glass. So yeah, maybe I'll use spray epoxy, give it a little more glossy of a look, and fill in the air bubble holes. I'm gonna leave this out for a little bit, and I'm hoping it'll dry over. But if not, I'll have to fill that in and retouch that. No big deal. The shot glass itself looks amazing though. Look at that. Look at the shape. So cool. The inside is nice and dry. I could drink out of this right now if I wanted to. Pretty cool. The Companion 22 LR shot glass is perfect. No problems with this thing here. Love it. So 2 years later, here's how the shot glass ended up after filming. Not too bad. Let me take it into better light. I brought it out here with me to get some good light, but it's kind of cloudy. Got some thunderstorms coming in. Water's kind of murky, and we do have gators out here, so I don't want to get too close. The resin in the shot glass still looks pretty good. Hasn't really darkened significantly or anything like that. Pretty cool. I shot the beginning of this video in 2017. It's 2019 now. I had it in my files. I just remembered, hey, I gotta finish editing this video, so I took this out here with me. So here you go, video coming soon. But yeah, shot glass came out pretty cool. Also did a M&M one, or not M&M's, Skittles or something like that, in the silicone shot glass ice molds. But it came out pretty good, and this is a couple years later. I'm gonna make some more and give these out as gifts and whatnot. I wouldn't recommend making these with live rounds. It's just my typical goofiness, so don't do it. Disclaimer, I guess. But yeah, came out beautiful. Anyways, thanks for watching.